Hey, we're going to get things going here. I'm Dave Logan. How's everybody doing here today? Good day to kick the Raiders' ass, I can tell you that much. We want to welcome everybody. Really special opportunity here to recognize two guys that have been such great players for the Broncos a few years back. The Ring of Fame was started back in 1984, and the Ring of Fame Plaza, that's where we are now, was started back in 2014. And I think, and I want to say this, I think credit to Greg Pinner and his wife, Carrie Walton Pinner, for really buying in 100% on recognizing some of the greatness of yesteryear and some of the guys that have really been at the foundation of what this team, what this franchise has been all the way back into the 60s, starting in 1960. So we're going to hear from Steve Foley. We're going to hear from Riley Odoms here coming up in a few minutes. These guys got together. It's been a tremendous weekend. They had a chance to get together starting on Friday and Saturday, and it culminates here with this event. And then, of course, it culminates with a victory in that stadium right behind me. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome the president of the Denver Broncos, Damani Leach.
Thanks, Dave. I'm glad Dave's already made this a PG-13 event by just go ahead and admitting we're trying to kick the Raiders' ass today, so I appreciate that. I didn't want to be the first one to have to say it, so welcome, Broncos country, to Ring of Fame Plaza. This is a very special ceremony for us, honoring our two newest Ring of Famers, Steve Foley and Riley Odoms. In just a few moments, we'll unveil the pillars celebrating their extraordinary careers, who become only the 36th and 37th members of the Denver Broncos Ring of Fame. We've held these ceremonies, as Dave said, since 2013 when this plaza was first created, but this is only the second time we've done it on a game day. So we can't think of a better way to celebrate what Steve and Riley mean to the Broncos than in making sure all of you, the best fans in the NFL, are part of these pillar unveilings. Both Steve and Riley, as you know, were key members of our first Super Bowl appearance back in 1977, which fittingly will be honored today. We're throwing it back with that unforgettable era in today's game, wearing our throwback uniforms, obviously. As you can see, appreciate the Foley family for helping us meet our sales goals with all these throwback jerseys. Appreciate that. The end zone paint, in-game entertainment, there'll be some 70s music, all that good stuff going. And we're playing the same opponent that we beat in the 1977 AFC Championship game. So we're ready to get a big win today, just like we did back then. Steve and Riley, on behalf of the organization, the Walton Penner family ownership group, all of Broncos country, thank you for your profound impact on this franchise. Congratulations and welcome to the Broncos Ring of Fame. We'll transition back to Dave.
All right, for maybe some people that were not here, I mean, there are some newer Bronco fans out here, and maybe some of you Bronco fans did not have the opportunity to see Riley Odoms nor Steve Foley. Let me tell you a little bit about Riley. Riley was a four-time Pro Bowler, three-time Associated Press All-Pro. He played his entire career here in Denver, 12-year career, from 1972 through 83. He appeared in 153 games. Finished his career with the third most receiving yardage in Broncos history. He also trailed only Pro Football Hall of Famer Dave Casper in terms of touchdowns by a tight end during that time. I can tell you I had a chance to watch Riley a lot. Riley was one of the great tight ends that's ever played, not only here in Denver, obviously, but in the National Football League. So without further ado, I'm going to meet Riley right down here. We're going to unveil his bust and have a chance to visit a little bit. So, no, I can put it in the shade. It is a little bit warm out here, isn't it? Hey, so we're just gonna count this down. Okay. You want to count it down? Go ahead.
I mean, from what?
No, let's go 3, 2, 1.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
So this is awesome, man. When you think about this, you think about your career here and what a great player you were, and now to be recognized here. What couple of things come to mind?
First of all, I just want to thank you guys, the whole city of Denver and the Bronco country, because I love playing here. And the most beautiful thing about it is that we had a winning tradition then, we're going to get it back again. And so here we're going to do the one thing today. I'm going to say this. Oakland beat the Raiders.
They were chanting your nickname here when you came up. Not everybody knows it, but it's the Judge. All right, where'd you get the nickname, the Judge?
Craig Boyd. Craig Boyd gave me the nickname, Judgy. Everybody else, short said Judge. And that's the bottom line. And it was a very good pleasure of him giving me that name, basically because everybody in my team I played with, they know that my name is Judge. And they know that when I practice, when I play, it's all 100%.
Judge, congratulations. Welcome to the Ring of Fame.
Dave, I love you, man.
Love you too, bud. Love you too. That's Riley Odoms. Man, that's awesome to see. Another round of applause for Riley Odoms. Second player that is going to be inducted today into the Ring of Fame, played his entire career with the Broncos as well. 11-year career. Steve Foley played from 1976 through 86. He became the Broncos' all-time leader in interceptions. He had 44. That mark, by the way, still stands today. Steve played cornerback on the Orange Crush defense. He then was moved to safety. I mean, that's not all that easy a move. There are some guys that can do it. This guy did it flawlessly. As I mentioned, 44 interceptions. He started all 10 playoff games. He was one of 3 players to start in each of the Broncos' first 2 Super Bowls. Steve was part of the Broncos' first 6 playoff appearances in franchise history, along with their first 4 AFC West titles. I can tell you to this day, the guy that hit me the hardest as a player, and I kid Steve because I still have an indentation in my right side, was Steve Foley. But Steve Foley is the newest member of the Broncos Ring of Fame. Actually, we get to sing here. Did you know that?
Oh, well, you lead off.
Yeah. So just talk about, I mean, same question I asked Riley. What does today mean? You spent so many great years here as a terrific player. Now your bust will be here forever.
What it means for me personally is not just for me. It's for me, all my teammates, my family members, which are huge over here, and just the ability to play with a group of men that I love, and we gave everything for each other, and the love of the game and the love of each other. And that is more important than any honor I could ever receive, is playing with the guys that I played with.
Talk a little bit about the 77 defense. I think to this day, one of, if not the best defense of all time, the Orange Crush. Just talk about what made that defense, in your mind, now retrospectively, as great as it was.
I think I've mentioned it before, but when you go down the lineup, Barney Chavis, Reuben Carter, Lyle Alzado, of course we had Bryson Manor and John Grant backing up, and when you had probably the greatest set of linebackers in pro football, Bob Swenson, Joe Rizzo, Randy Gradishar, Tom Jackson, Louis Wright on the left corner, Billy Thompson. Most of these guys are Ring of Famers, or could be, and Bernard Jackson and me on the corner. And we played fast and furious, and we were fierce. And we were a feared team to play against. And I think our coaches, Joe Collier, was the architect of that defense. He had the best staff in Merle Moore, Stan Jones, Richie McCabe, Bob Gamble, and that staff was second to none. And they gave us the inspiration to play and taught us how to love each other and play hard. And we all played hard.
Last question. I mentioned you guys have had just a really cool weekend, seeing a lot of your former teammates. I'm assuming you haven't seen all of them recently, but just talk about, you know, the thing that the Broncos and the Walton Pinner family have put together to not only honor you two guys, but really honor the entire 77 team.
We are so thankful, especially to Greg and Kerry, for what they mean to the organization, and we were so happy to see a group like this gain control of the Broncos and bring in, they want to be the best organization in football, and they're showing it. And they brought back Alumni Weekend, which had lapsed for a while. And that means every alumni is invited back. We're part of a family. We're part of a culture. And it's why we've been to so many Super Bowls, and they're bringing it back. We're going to get one more soon, and many more after that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newest inductee into the Broncos Ring of Fame, Steve Foley. The challenge is going to be how many members of your family can you get up here by the bust? All of them. All of them. Good Lord. Steve said this is just his immediate family. Jersey sales were good this weekend. Hey, let's give one more round of applause for Steve Foley and Riley Odoms, the two newest Ring of Fame inductees for the Denver Broncos. We also want to remind fans to get to your seats early. By 1:45, there's going to be a special pregame ceremony recognizing Randy Gradishar's election into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Randy's sitting right in front of me, and it was about time, Randy. And then at halftime, Riley and Steve will officially have their names unveiled into the Broncos Ring of Fame. We will wrap things up, and you know what? It's going to be a good day. Broncos beat the Raiders today right here at Empower Field at Mile High. Enjoy the game, everybody.